Kim Wehle, What You Need to Know About Voting and Why. In What You Need to Know About Voting and Why, Kim Wehle demystifies the complexities of the American voting system. The book provides a comprehensive understanding of the rules, regulations, and essential steps of voting. Throughout the book, Wehle highlights vital aspects, such as the National Voter Registration Act, ballot procedures, constitutional amendments impacting voting rights, and the intricacies of the Electoral College. As readers delve into this engaging summary, they will learn about the impact of technology, gerrymandering, Senate malapportionment, and money in politics on the democratic process. This instructive and well-organized account serves as a simplified guide to understanding the importance and nuances of voting within the diverse American system.
The complexity of voter registration in the United States. Voter registration is not mandatory in the United States, leading to a decrease in voter turnout compared to compulsory voting countries. The National Voter Registration Act enables all citizens to register to vote at their State Department of Motor Vehicles, but registration procedures across states can be uneven. Instead of those who register, the real problem lies with those who do not register to vote. Casting ballots in the U.S. Voting procedures vary by state, making voting rights different across the country. For example, some states require specific forms of identification, and all states offer different types of absentee ballots. This discrepancy impacts citizens' ability to vote, and mistakes in voter registration can occur. To avoid this, voters should keep their personal information up to date or request a provisional ballot if they face registration issues. Additionally, out-of-state students should either register in their new state or request an absentee ballot to vote in their home state. Other rules, such as not wearing campaign paraphernalia to the voting booth, may also apply. Ensuring safe voting. Ballot design varies in the U.S., making voting confusing and prone to errors. Tampering with digital-only machines is also a threat, and technical issues cause delays. To ensure the right to vote, citizens must insist on voting, even if facing technical difficulties. They can also contact Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights, who can seek injunctions to ensure voting rights. Voting accessibility and exclusion. The accessibility of polling stations is required by laws like the Americans with Disabilities Act and the Voting Accessibility for the Elderly and Handicapped Act. However, enforcement is weak, and not all locations comply with providing election ballots in languages other than English as required by the Voting Rights Act of 1975. Non-citizens, homeless individuals, and those with felony convictions are also excluded from the democratic process. These rules impact a notable portion of the population, and it's essential to enforce policies that enable them to participate in elections. The right to vote in the U.S. Constitution. The U.S. Constitution doesn't explicitly mention the right to vote but protects it through preventing certain people from being denied the right to vote and allowing states to determine voter qualifications. The Constitution also mentions the process for selecting members of Congress. Amendments have extended voting rights to male citizens, black men, women, Washington, D.C. residents, and lowered the voting age to 18. The right to vote remains a significant part of civic duty. The Electoral College System. The Electoral College system in the United States of America means that only a select few citizens qualify to run for president. While anyone who meets the basic eligibility requirements can theoretically run for president, the complexities of getting on the ballot make it difficult for third-party candidates to succeed. On Election Day, Americans don't actually vote directly for president because the Electoral College, a group of 538 individuals, ultimately elects the president and vice president. With each state having different rules on how their Electoral College votes are distributed, candidates focus their attention on swing states whose votes can sway an election either way. The Electoral College was established to level the playing field for small versus large states and to prevent uninformed citizens from making poor decisions. However, given the advances in technology and the national party system, the Electoral College no longer achieves these goals. Calls for an election system overhaul have been made, but reform is unlikely due to the need for a constitutional amendment. The importance of congressional elections. Congressional elections are vital as members of Congress make laws and provide checks and balances on other government branches. Although they get less media coverage and lower voter participation rates than presidential ones, members of the House face popular elections every 2 years, and each state gets 2 senators who serve 6-year terms. Bipartisanship in Congress is critical for democracy and we the people. The House of Representatives is capped at 435 and reapportioned according to a formula, with each district sending 1 representative, while less populous states typically send 1 representative. American election, challenges and solutions. The American election process has several issues that pose a threat to democracy. Technology and voter misinformation, gerrymandering, lack of term limits for Congress members, winner-takes-all voting, money in politics, and voter suppression are some of the challenges the election system faces. The good news is that solutions exist, such as nonpartisan districting commissions, ranked choice voting, and efforts to reduce the influence of big donors. It's up to citizens to push for changes that ensure the government is truly accountable to the people. Exercise your right to vote. Despite its flaws, voting is a powerful tool to hold politicians accountable and affect change in the United States. Foreign interference in elections proves that individual votes matter and should not be taken lightly. The book reminds readers that voting is a gift that represents humanity and freedom and is essential for a healthy democracy. While Congress and courts may be stuck in gridlock, voting remains the reliable way to influence policy. By casting a ballot, citizens can make their voices heard and have a say in shaping the future of the country.
In conclusion, this book's summary of what you need to know about voting and why is a stimulating and informative look at the American voting system. Through a systematic examination of the historical context, constitutional framework, and various challenges associated with voting in modern times, Wehle helps readers understand the significance of exercising their right to vote. Moreover, the engaging narrative uncovers the mechanisms underlying foreign interference and how American citizens continue to bear the responsibility of maintaining a fair and functional democracy. By voting, citizens ensure accountability and contribute to the development of a robust democratic system that can withstand the test of time.